10 tested methods for retiring early. Number 1. Create a retirement plan. It's never too early to do so, and without one, you'll be lost. It's straightforward. You can't retire without a plan. Those who want to escape a retirement with little options must start making preparations now with a Plan B, because you can't access most government retirement investment schemes until retirement age. Even if you choose to retire early, most nations' laws require that you wait until you are of legal age before you can receive your government retirement investment funds. As a result, as an early retiree, you will probably require other types of assets and savings to cover your daily costs. You can retire early if you start building wealth earlier. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? In case you decide to retire earlier than expected, the wisest course of action is to invest money outside of government retirement investment schemes. What you should invest in will depend on how much risk you're willing to face and how long you'll have till retirement. Perhaps you should consult a financial advisor. Beyond government retirement investment schemes, managed funds with a track record of success or index tracking funds both allow withdrawals whenever you need. There is no minimum age restriction, allowing you to spend your money before you reach retirement age. Number 2. Eliminate your debt to avoid having to use your funds to pay off the balance plus interest. Don't retire with debt is something that every retiree will advise. If you do, it will be far more difficult for you to fund a good retirement. Pay off your consumer debt first if you have any. Your main concern as you approach retirement should be debt. If you merely make the minimal payments, you will be saddled with long-term debt, so take the initiative to pay it off quickly. The more money you put into debt repayment, the less you have left over for retirement savings. But doing so is a necessary evil if you want to safeguard your retirement savings. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? List all of your debts and pay them off in the order of greatest to lowest interest rates. You'll pay less interest if you pay off your most expensive debts quickly, which will give you more money to put into early retirement investments. There are several options available to assist you with common consumer debt. Our list of the top credit cards for balance transfers includes store cards, credit cards, and cards like Gem Visa and Q cards. By enabling you to convert costly debt to 0% agreements and pay it off during the interest-free period, a balance transfer card will shield you from interest rates of 20% or higher each year. Depending on the card offer, this can range from 6 months to 2 years. In our opinion, if you have debt, you will never be able to retire early. This applies to mortgages as well. It might be difficult to make payments when your income is fixed. A key continuous issue for retirees is a lack of funds. Carrying debt into retirement strains your personal budget month after month. Number 3, as soon as you can, pay off your mortgage, then you'll have more possibilities. Plan to pay off your mortgage early if you have one. When a retiree reaches retirement age and stops working, mortgage payments are sometimes the most expensive portion of their monthly expenses. As a result, retirees run the danger of needing a reverse mortgage to pay off the debt. Even while a reverse mortgage gives you money up front, it can have drawbacks. Your options for making plans for the future, for instance, may be constrained if you have to sell your house. When you obtain the reverse mortgage, the bank might have held 10% of the property. However, given the higher than average interest rates charged, this share could increase dramatically. There is less of a problem if home prices have climbed because, relatively speaking, you might not be in worse shape. However, if prices remain stable, the profits from the sale of the home could not be sufficient to pay for retirement accommodations or assisted living care. Whatever the decision, reverse mortgages continue to be debatable. Therefore, the best course of action is to give them careful upfront thought. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? Early mortgage repayment frees up a significant amount of monthly income. which you might use to improve your standard of living in retirement, even while you still have to pay insurance and council taxes when you own a property without a mortgage. The overall costs are substantially lower. There are 10 tried and true methods in our Mortgage Pay-Off Speed Guide that can help you lessen your debt load. You must, however, be aware of any early repayment fees. Number 4. Benefit from term deposits. Term deposits won't make you a millionaire, but they are a risk-free investment when you need to hold money and don't want to put it in stocks or mutual funds. Term deposits safeguard your retirement funds so you can gradually withdraw the funds you require during your golden years. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? Due to the security they offer, many prudent investors who are close to retiring decide to put a portion of their money in term deposits. Term deposits serve as an emergency fund, preventing you from incurring debt in the event of an unforeseen expense. You may relax knowing you'll have money to fall back on when you retire if you have a cash reserve. Number 5. Take into account purchasing managed funds. Remember, investing in managed funds entails a risk to your capital initial investment. You might need to make more active investments right now to accumulate a nest egg if you wish to retire earlier. Unless you have millions of dollars in the bank, your income alone won't be sufficient, and the little interest earnings on term deposits won't be enough to support a comfortable lifestyle. Managed funds give you the flexibility to withdraw money whenever you need it, together with the necessary aggressiveness. There are no fines, so you can take on more risk and still profit from your more risky venture. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? Managed funds are common, and you should start investing as young as possible to allow for maximum compound growth. A long-term growth fund or funds can't be guaranteed, and past performance doesn't ensure future success. What about government retirement investment schemes? Should I put my money into managed funds or another investment instead? Despite the fact that the majority of government retirement investment scheme funds cannot be accessed prior to retirement age, it's crucial to keep them in mind. When the time comes, having an increasing balance will help you meet your retirement needs. Maintaining your contributions to the government retirement investment scheme year after year is a common strategy. If you comply, the government will give you a yearly contribution. 20 years adds up to a significant amount of government assistance. The benefits of compounding returns are another advantage. Once you reach retirement age, you can take advantage of your retirement funds by withdrawing or redeeming a portion of the balance. Number 6. Reduce your spending to save money. Spend responsibly and create long-lasting habits. If you wish to retire early, you must dramatically reduce your expenses. Focusing more on needs than luxuries is a good idea because retirement typically doesn't cover all the incidental costs you pay while working. At first, it may seem drastic to reduce what you're used to, but once you understand that you're doing it to save money for your retirement, it becomes much simpler. 2 retirement theories that draw on the financial independence, retire early FIRE movement best explain retirees' options are. Fat FIRE is when you don't reduce your spending but yet have enough money saved for retirement. For those that make high wages, generally keep their costs in check, don't have a mortgage, and have investments, this is frequently doable. If this describes you, not much modification is necessary, and you can anticipate leading a flexible lifestyle. When you don't have significant investments and reduce your spending to the absolute minimum as you get ready to finish your task. This situation is known as lean FIRE because you will be spending a set amount. You can then save enough to retire earlier. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? The best place to start, whether you intend to be a lean FIRE or a fat FIRE, is to sincerely try to reduce your spending so that you can estimate how much you will spend when you retire. Number 7. Live off the income from your investments by diversifying your holdings. This way you have a steady cash flow. You need money to cover today's living expenses as you get ready to retire early. How are you supposed to pay your everyday costs if you invest the majority, all of your income? You should think about making investments in assets that generate consistent income. These well-liked investments provide regular income. Investment properties with full tenants can provide steady sources of income if there isn't a mortgage. Dividends from company shares might be as high as 5%, 6%, or even 8% per year when interest rates are still low. If you sell, though, you might not recover all of your initial investment if the company's stock price falls. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? You can support yourself off the returns on your investments if you start investing early and aggressively. This enables you to continue investing the majority of your income and increase it for retirement while keeping your current standard of living. Number 8. Recognize that taking an early retirement has both benefits and drawbacks. Remaining employed longer will increase your retirement savings. Many people have grandiose retirement fantasies, believing that it will be a continuous vacation. Retirement is, without a doubt, life without a job in actuality. That may not sound as enjoyable to some people as it does. While retired people typically love their freedom, each day passes too quickly. It can get sad if you don't have a genuine reason to get out of bed every morning. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? Make a plan for your time. Do you want to do anything in particular now, or can you wait until you're 65? Your retirement lifestyle will improve as a result of the additional years of revenue generation. Once you retire, it's difficult to return to work on a physical and mental level. Make sure you will be wholly satisfied if you take early retirement. Number 9. Avoid getting divorced unless it's absolutely essential. The harsh reality in all corners of the world is that many people in their 50s and 60s who want a divorce can't afford to. Divorce is incredibly expensive at any age, but the older you are, the fewer opportunities you have to rebuild your wealth and personal finance. Avoid divorcing unless it is absolutely necessary. In the end, divorce necessitates that each spouse have their own place to call home. It is very hard to sell the family home and purchase 2 additional houses in these times of record high real estate prices without taking out a mortgage or making significant lifestyle adjustments. With time running out before retirement, refinancing an existing mortgage may be necessary in order to purchase a new house. This could leave you with no liquid assets and move the deadline for early retirement further away. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? The wisest course of action is to save your marriage if you want to retire early. Early retirement planning and divorce are typically not compatible unless a sizable estate is at stake. If you're going to be divorced, you might want to think about doing it now rather than waiting until you both have less ability to make money. It won't be simple, but if everyone involved keeps the dialogue civil, it can be done. Number 10. Avoid coaching and other big promise, big risk schemes, as well as investment workshops. The realization that they won't have enough money to retire often occurs in adults in their 50s and 60s. They start thinking large and fast out of a sense of urgency, believing that a poorly planned real estate development, an FX trading scheme, or a speculative business buy will result in huge victories. Because they lose their meager retirement savings, it could be argued that many of them sabotage their retirement in the process. There are a lot of persons selling snake oil that promise riches. Exercise extreme caution. What can I do right away to support an early retirement? Avoid advertisements and courses that promise wealth through coaching and workshops. In many instances, the promoters of the program are the only ones who profit, which is the fact. Too many trading scams have been perpetrated, and those investors who fall for them risk having their retirement funds significantly impacted. What did you think of our retirement strategies? Comment below what retirement strategy or strategies you are doing to obtain that early retirement. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel.